Hello everyone, welcome to my second day edition for this week, and today I will cover the in-depth of branching and merging in version control system using data too. So first of all, we need to know the definition of branching and merging in version control system. So the version control system I will choose is GitHub, and the platform is the version control system is Git, and the platform is GitHub. So what does branching and merging really means, and how can it help? So let's start with branching. So in my videos before, I have said the definition of what branching is, but I haven't gone very deep about what branching is and how it can help you. So branching is that it helps you to create another whole different playground. So for example, you have your code. Branching allows you to copy your code and paste it. Here, code.copy. Alright, this is separate. You change this, this file won't be changed. So branching allows you to do that. So it allows you to experiment, it allows you to tweak, it allows you to change the data however you want. So when you branch, the whole code right here will be copied and pasted into. So here's the one thing. It doesn't create a separate file. That's the benefit of branching. However, in reality, it is in that same file, but just another file created or branched out that is completely like the last file, but it doesn't affect the file. So think of it like this. You have your main files. Let's draw it as this box. No. Let's draw it like this. You have your main file. Let's call it your main. You want to branch this main. It will copy, paste it. One branch, another branch. Let's make another branch. Let's make 3 branches for good. So let's say this is main 1. Let's say main 2, main 3, main 4. So here's the thing. I said that when you are done tweaking, they will send back. You can merge back, right? Now, when you create a branch, the code is exactly like this when you haven't tweaked or done anything. With this, you can tweak, you can test, you can experiment, all of those things. So for examples, a boss say to you, develop this thing for me, and then you have a branch. The boss said to you, when you're done, just merge it back. So it is very efficient. So you don't have to test, you don't have to check if it is compatible with the other files, because remember, the main branch and the main branch and the branched out branch is exactly the same file. You just add things to it, you just experiment. So maybe this section is for creating another section, and this section is for creating another section. So that is what branching allows you to do. So how can it help them? Remember, think it as this. You're working in a restaurant, you're trying a new recipe. So you don't want to, you're serving to your customers, right? You don't want to, if you fail, you don't want your customer to taste bad food. You want them to taste regular food. But then you make two exactly the same pot, exactly the same cookings. And so one you keep for the customer, and one you add the taste however you like. You taste it, or you ask the customer to taste it for you to develop the new recipe. If you like it, very good. You can just add it to the new recipe without changing anything. If it is bad, then you don't need to change it. Chuck it away, keep with the old recipe. So branching allows you to help with simplicity, allow you to help with the efficiency. So what happens if we don't have branching? So it will be chaos if we don't have branching. Think it's like this. You have a corporation, includes hundreds of employees, and you have only one repository to work with. If you don't want to jumble things like this, if you don't want to create a whole mess, then each person has to change it one by one, which take years, decades, centuries to complete it. So, because hundreds of people, right? So if we create branch, perhaps we create hundreds of branch, thousands of branch, you allocated each branch to each employee that they can just merge back together. Sorry, they can just merge back together and it works all fine. It takes like a couple of months, so not years. So that is the benefit of branching, what it allows you to do. Next is merging. Merging is what happens next when you branch. When you branch out, you want it to be able to merge back again, right? So merging allows you to do that. So you don't have to delete your main branch, copy your second branch, make a new repository based on your second branch. It took too long, too complicated. Just a simple git merge, done. And then it merges your branch together. You have now one file. So you have thousands of files like this, all things like this in your original code. When you merge, it will be only one line. And when you don't want to merge again, you want to create a new feature, create new branch, then merge, things like that. So you can see how these two both benefits, right? Benefits the efficiency of the workflows. So branching and merging, they very help with the efficiency of people working in version control system, especially for those working like in a large group or in a group. So if I am a solo developer, so I'm only working alone, I don't really need the branching and merging part. But sometimes I do. So if I have deployed, perhaps I make a website, and I deploy the website. When I merge it, when I edit my file, then my code will be committed, my code will be pushed, and then while if something happens, the live site will have some errors. People can't access that site anymore, and so they will just leave from my site. They don't want my site anymore. So with branching and merging, I can just create a separate new branch, just do that, just test it, and then merge back to my main branch. So not really like solo developers really need that too. So in general, everyone needs branching and merging. So that's the definition of what is branching and merging and how it helps. So let's use data in branching and merging. So let's think, how can data be implemented in branching and merging then? So imagine this. You have a file called cancer.csv. So a sheet file. I have already shown you the cancer.csv inside my meeting record. So you have a cancer file. In this file, you have all the possible cases for cancers, all the probability, all the symptoms, all the data, how many people all have this kind of cancer. So this file is almost impossible to have because you can't keep track of how many people have a kind of cancer. So like this, perhaps you have thousands or millions of individuals who have cancers, and there are hundreds of rows saying the percentage of having that, what are the symptoms, what are the index number of the person that has that symptoms, things like that. So this cancer file is new, is whole, very, very big. So without using version control system, especially branching and merging, it will be very, very, very hard to keep track of this cancer.csv file. So imagine it like this. You want to add something new to your cancer.csv file, and then you want to add something new to this file, and then someone wants to add it too. So with branching and merging, you can just branch out, make your own file like this. You branch out, make your own version of file, and then someone else branch out, make their own version of file, because everyone have different data, right? Some people have more data than the other people. while others have less data than the other people. Some people have more detailed data, some others have less detailed data. So all the data they have collected, some are very resourceful, some are trusted, others are not. So you branch out, you don't want to change your original cancer.csv file because, well, the cancer.csv file is public, everyone can access that. And if the doctor see the symptoms of cancer.csv file, say, no, this is not a symptom of the file. If you make a mistake, then instead, if you don't branch out, then when you commit it, if you make a mistake and you don't realize it, a doctor, when they access this file, they will see and they will judge you. So the word judge is quite harsh, but they will say it to you and it will feel a bit embarrassed. So that is how data can be implemented in merging and branching. I think that will be all for my second day edition for this week. Thank you for listening and see you next time.